So you ever seen an awesome movie and it makes you feel like you can do anything? That's exactly what the movies in this video are gonna do. What up, homies? Dave here, and I help you get the girls you want and become the man you were meant to be. Today, you're gonna learn the 7 movies every man needs to watch. These movies are gonna kick you in the ass and inspire you to be a better man. "500 Days of Summer" is about a guy who we've all been at some point. He's a perfectly ordinary dude until he meets a girl named Summer, and that changes everything. He falls head over heels for her. They have a great connection and tons of stuff in common, and they also share some great times in IKEA.
I don't know how to tell you this, but there's a Chinese family in our bathroom.
This dude is convinced that she is his soulmate. Now, she tells him she's not looking for anything serious, but he puts a ton of pressure on the relationship anyway, and it falls apart.
I like you, Tom. I just don't want to release.
Well, you're not the only one that gets a say in this. I do too. And I say we're a couple. God damn it.
Unlike other love stories though, this one doesn't really have a happy ending. He struggles for months through the breakup before he finally lets himself move on.
My name's Tom.
Nice to meet you. I'm Autumn.
So have you ever fallen super hard for a girl and gotten caught up thinking about the future with her? You get so worried about trying to make it work out that you stop enjoying the moment and you start acting needy like the guy in this movie. And suddenly, she goes ice cold. The big lesson here is this: appreciate the great times you have with the girl and be present for those moments you spend with her, instead of hanging out for dear life because you're afraid you're gonna lose her. This is gonna help you approach the relationship from a state of abundance and make it easier to move on if that time comes, and be open to sharing great experiences with another girl. Braveheart tells the story of a Scottish warrior, William Wallace, who leads the Scots in a revolt against England in a fight for their freedom. The Scots are outnumbered and they don't have great weapons, but Wallace inspires them to fight with everything they have. They put up a great fight and even manage to threaten the Brits, but in the end, Wallace gets betrayed and captured. But he doesn't die in vain, because he manages to plant the seeds for Scotland's next battle for freedom, one that they'll eventually win. The most famous part of this movie is William Wallace's freedom speech, which really gives you a kick in the ass.
"Fight and you may die. Run and you'll live. At least a while. And dying in your beds many years from now. Would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance? Just one chance!"
If you spend your life living in fear and always taking the safe route, you're gonna have a mediocre life. You're not gonna approach the beautiful girl. You're not gonna go for that dream job, and instead you're gonna stay in your comfort zone. The big lesson is, don't let that fear win. Sure, you might get rejected by the beautiful girl, or your business might fail terribly, but you can always keep fighting forward. Then when you look back on your life, you're not gonna be the kind of guy William Wallace is talking about, who's wishing he could go back and trade it all for that one moment of action, because you're gonna be the guy who went for it, who opened the doors that life presented and actually made something happen. In Crazy Stupid Love, Steve Carell plays Cal Weaver, a dude who's living the American dream. He's got the high school sweetheart wife, he's got the great kids and the dream job, but then it all falls apart. Cal goes from living a dream to spending all of his time single, lonely, and sulking in the local bar. Then one day, Ryan Gosling's character strolls into the bar, sees Cal sulking, and decides to help him out.
Hold on a second. Are you the billionaire owner of Apple Computers?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, you got no right to wear New Balance sneakers ever. Come on.
He gives Cal a makeover, shows him how to talk to girls, and transforms his sorry ass into a playboy real quick. In the process, they both learn a lot about themselves and what they're really looking for out of life on a deeper level. There's a lot you can take away from this movie, but the one thing I want you to get is that you can transform into a guy who's good with women. Instead of looking in the mirror and complaining that you're not good looking enough, like some dudes love to do in the comments, you can go to the gym, work on your style, get a better haircut, and be more attractive to women. These kind of things aren't just gonna improve your outer looks, they're also gonna make you more confident in yourself. And it's also why I have no sympathy for these ugly motherfuckers in the comments always complaining about how I only get girls because I'm good looking. Bro, I worked for this shit. I used to be this scrawny ass dude with terrible style and a buzz cut. And you can make that transformation too. Ben Stiller plays Walter Mitty, a daydreamer who escapes his normal life by dreaming about fantasies in his own head. But he doesn't have the balls to actually chase those dreams. Hell, this dude doesn't even have the courage to message a girl on an online dating site. But when his job gets threatened one day, he finally takes action and embarks on a crazy adventure around the world, and it forces him to become the type of man he's always known he could be. Everyone has dreams, but most people will never chase those dreams. They stay in the confines of their comfort zone and promise themselves they're gonna take action one day, but they never do. And honestly, bro, I used to be one of these people. The lesson here is to stop dreaming and start doing. Don't let your dream be this distant thing in the future. Make an action plan and start moving forward on it right now. This is gonna force you to become a stronger man and handle all the challenges that come your way. For me, my first action step was quitting my job as a door-to-door salesman and learning online business so I could eventually travel the world. Figure out what that first step is for you and start moving forward on it like your boy Walter Mitty. So Jude Law plays Alfie, a limo driving playboy who has one-night stands and flings with tons of beautiful women. But his lack of integrity constantly gets him into trouble and causes mayhem. And he has a few casual relationships, but they start to fall apart too. He begins to realize that meaningless sex isn't enough to plug the hole he feels in his life. This causes him to reflect on who he is as a man and what it is he really wants.
I don't depend on nobody. Nobody depends on me. My life's my own, but I don't have peace of mind. And if you don't have that, you've got nothing.
Now there's some good game tactics you can see throughout this movie, but the big lesson here is to genuinely love women. When you genuinely love and appreciate women, you're gonna treat them right and you're just gonna be a better man overall. Instead of always trying to cover up your deceit, you're gonna have integrity, and this is gonna lead to more fulfilling relationships. So Emmett is your normal everyday Lego dude. He watches the same shows as everybody else and follows the same rules as everybody else until one day he's thrust upon with the responsibility of saving the Lego world. As somebody who had to do that with my own Legos when I was 3 years old, I can tell you that's no joke. Your boy Emmett is forced to go on some crazy adventures and fulfill the potential he didn't even know he had.
Right now, it's about you. And you still can change everything.
Society is gonna try to push you in a box the same way they did with Emmett and try to tell you how to live. But if you want to be an alpha male and take control of your life, you gotta think outside the box. The lesson here is you don't have to live the life everybody expects you to. People are gonna think you're crazy or stupid when you try to carve your own path and do something different, but you gotta learn to tune them out. For this reason, people have thought I'm crazy for years, but fuck them. They ain't gonna slow me down, and you can't let them slow you down either. Keep following your path. I'm sure you know the plot of The Hangover. It's about 3 friends trying to regroup after this crazy bachelor party in Vegas and trying to find their 4th friend who's the groom and get him to the wedding in time. They get into some ridiculous adventures and they're forced to rely on each other along the way. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's hilarious and it's a great story, but there is a lesson there, and that lesson is that sometimes you just have to let go and allow yourself to experience the adventure of the night.
Stu! Stu, it got me! Stu! You're clawed! You're bleeding!
So often guys go out with a set expectation of how they want things to go, and if it doesn't go exactly that way, they get upset. But some of the best nights you're gonna have, some of the most beautiful women you're gonna meet are gonna come from those nights where you just go with the flow and say yes to the night. When you drop your expectations, some crazy shit can happen, and those make for the best stories. And a lot of times those really are the nights that create tons of progress in your game. These movies are going to inspire you to become a better man. Now, if you want to learn how to talk to girls and get them attracted, make sure to check out this playlist right here and comment below with any movies that you think should be included. Peace!